This first story is one that came to us from a viewer. After learning more about the Advent Evensong at Holy Cross Church, we were intrigued.
Yes, we were. Lori and I packed up the van and headed to the very small town of Wendelin, Illinois. Here we learned more about this German Catholic parish and met some of the people who are part of this annual holiday ceremony held in candlelight on the second Sunday of December.
People in the area tell me their Christmas just doesn't begin until they attend the Evensong, and this church is full. And it's full of there are very few of my parishioners here. It's full of people from everywhere else that are looking for this kind of Christmas experience.
What started as a way for Father David Braun to get to know his parishioners has turned into an annual holiday service attended by many. But to fully understand how an Austrian tradition came to central Illinois, you have to know more about the history of this parish and the people who started it. The origins of Holy Cross Parish date back to the 1850s, with families who emigrated from Germany to this region of Richland, Clay, and Jasper County, Illinois.
The majority of the parish comes from a village, Mernes, M-E-R-N-E-S, and that's an hour's drive east of Frankfurt, Germany. A few of the parishioners come from the Black Forest, that would be the Webers and the Fehrenbachers.
The community they founded was originally named St. Wendel, after a town of the same name near Evansville, Indiana. When there was confusion at the post office, the name was simply changed to Wendelin. Shortly after settling into their new surroundings, the people soon established a church in 1866.
The parish originally was 5 miles south of here, St. John's, and mainly Irish. And then the German immigration came, and they kicked the Irish out and built the church 5 miles north of where it previously was. And this was the Diocese of Alton then, and they changed the name from St. John to Holy Cross.
The original Holy Cross Church was built in 1871. The day of its dedication was one of celebration and great anticipation.
They were waiting for the priest from Alney to come up, and along came a carriage with someone in it, and they right away started ringing the bells and playing music and shouting, and it turned out to be a peddler. And the record said that he was embarrassed, but they invited him to stay and have dinner with them, and he did.
The parish grew to include a schoolhouse, convent, and rectory. By 1931, a new church was built to replace the previous one. Today, the towering brick structure is the most prominent building in the area. It's home to over 200 families, most of whom are direct descendants of the original founders.
They did a genealogy book, and the University of Chicago wanted it, and they said a lot of parishes can't do this anymore because so many people in the last 50 years have come in new to the parish that there's not that core, which there is here. There is one name in the parish that is not German, and that's Petit Jean in French. And I just don't know how that French family survived all these years, but they did.
When Father David came to Holy Cross in 1989, he realized the strong German heritage of his congregation. Being of German descent himself, Father spent 2 years living in Austria. It was here that he learned about an Advent tradition of music, which is sung by Klupfen singers, who travel from house to house dressed as shepherds. And so he decided to try it here at Holy Cross.
I got 7 of us together, and we dressed as biblical shepherds in a robe and that scarf over the head. And our houses are far apart, and so we would motor from one place to the other, and it looked like an Arabian oil cartel with us in those headdresses. And when we saw pictures that some people had taken of us, we threw that away fast. And then after about 4 Christmases or we had visited about all the homes in the parish, and that was a wonderful way for me to come to get to know my parish family.
Wanting to keep the tradition alive, Father came up with the idea to turn the door-to-door singing into a ceremony at the church where more people could attend and take part.
And so I thought, well, we'll have a little bit of scripture and sing one psalm and sing these German songs, and in between the congregation would sing the English carols. And it turned into a beautiful paraliturgy in that the church is dark and everyone receives a congregational candle. We begin with lighting our candles from the candle in the wreath, and the whole church just fills up with this soft light. And then we start singing Es wird schon gleich dunkel, which means it soon will be evening, it soon will be dark. Don't worry, little babe, we'll watch over you. The songs are very, very emotional.
The choir members are known as the Klupfen singers. The word Klupfen means to knock. Many in the group have been together since the first Evensong. Now, younger members are joining the group to carry on the tradition. Because they've been together for so many years, they practice only once before the event. The day of the Evensong, they gather in the church rectory to warm up and enjoy a cup of Glühwein, a hot drink made from sugar, water, spices, and red wine. This drink is part of the original Austrian Evensong. As the service begins, the Klupfen singers sing carols in German. The service is intermixed with scripture readings and more carols sung by the whole congregation. The entire ceremony is done by candlelight with Father David at an old pump organ.
So all of that together, it makes quite an impact, especially in this building with the vaulted ceilings and the reverberation, old world charm. I especially enjoy the ambiance in the church, and you can hear them all singing, and it's not like the regular Saturday night mass or something where some sing and most do not or so forth. No, they're here because they want to be here, and they just really sing, and the church, hearing them, the church full of their song is beautiful. I love the German. The music especially appeals to me more than anything, I guess. It's very warm, reverent kind of music.
Every year, the church is filled with people who come from all over the region who like to take part in something not offered just anywhere. It is open to anyone, Catholic or non-Catholic. For Father David, the Evensong is something he looks forward to and carefully plans each year. But his dedication to Holy Cross extends well beyond the holiday season and is evident in the close-knit group of parishioners.
When I first came here, I thought, well, there is nothing in Wendelin, maybe half a dozen houses. And yet on Sunday, this church is full. And it's almost full on Saturday evening for Mass. We have 80-some children in our school religion program. I have about 14 weddings a year. It's a thriving parish, and they come from a radius of 18 miles all around to church here. I wanted to be somewhere and get to know the people well enough and feel that I could see maybe where I brought them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember practicing with the high school boys servers for the Holy Saturday Night Mass, and I said, now don't tip those candles. Father, I've heard that all my life, says a high school senior. And that's a good feeling, that some of these kids, I'm the only priest that they have come to know.
For those whose ancestors started this parish, or visitors who attend the Evensong, they can all find Holy Cross to be a special place where tradition and a welcoming spirit can always be found, no matter what the season.